Hi, everybody, and welcome to Generation XYZ. I'm Kevin Ferguson, the MoneyMan. This is Oliver Keohane, the Money Boy. And I got Shake, Rattle, and Roll, Shakes Rampedi in the house. Hey, Shakes, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you guys, man?
Yeah, good. As we were talking off camera, a little bit frustrated with these internationals. They just don't have the same gravitas as a good week in the Premier League.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's like, these sort of objectively good games, but that doesn't really pique the interest in the same way that, Norwich and Burnley do.
Serbia versus Kazakhstan just doesn't quite keep the popcorn rolling into the mouth on a couch on a Cape Town night.
I'm surprised you didn't mention Latvia or Malta. Those are some bangers.
You remember he watches everything.
Liechtenstein versus Gibraltar. Yeah, okay.
Quality game.
Let's talk about a couple things. The first thing is well done to as you mentioned to me, Mikel Arteta, manager of the month. What a difference a month makes, you know.
No, definitely so. Yeah, 3 wins, which was very crucial as well. Didn't lose, and the month of September, and as well as clean sheets as well. So, hey, onwards and upwards, I guess now.
Yeah, it's good for Arsenal and very good for Arsenal fans out there. Let's get straight into it. Let's update the scores. You've predicted 17 correct games out of 40. I've 16, and Ollie's at
14.
At 14.
Slow burn.
So Ollie's on a slow burn. He's not streaking to the front. Just wants to keep us in his sights. And this week's pretty tough from what I can see. There's a lot of games that are very difficult to call. Let's start with Watford and Liverpool.
There's out of the games that are tough to call, I don't think this is one of them. Liverpool, great start to the season, sitting second at the table at the moment, and they've been scoring goals. I think if you look at that Brentford game, kudos to Brentford because they've really been playing well in their season back in.
Yeah.
But as much as it was 3-3 draw, you watch the highlights of that game. It could have also very easily been like a 7-3 to Liverpool. There were I think a couple of goals disallowed, so many sort of shots on target. So I like Liverpool's strike force. It's a flat 3-0 to me.
Yeah, they haven't. They're still the only team undefeated in the Premier League. Salah is playing beautiful. Mane's confidence seems to be flowing back. My only concern for this game is the returning players from South America, and what the wear and tear is going to be like on those lads, Allison and one of the other guys I can't remember, but
Fabinho.
Sorry. So how they're going to come back because Allison's their top choice goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And he'd be a big if he's not in net. It's not as strong a side. I still think that Liverpool have scored in the last 10 competitions. They've scored 3 or more goals in 7 of those games.
Yeah.
They score for fun and they're just clicking. I'm going to have to agree with you, Ollie. Watford have a few people out. Liverpool have a pretty healthy team going to this game, and I think that Liverpool away 2-0 for me.
2-0.
Yeah.
Shakes, what do you think?
Yeah, no. Interesting one because it's kind of hard to call games after the international break. I think Kevin hit it on the mark in the terms of when these players go out for international breaks, especially those ones who travel further out. You would say South America, you'd say those in Asia, those that have to play in Africa as well. So, and the thing is, Watford as well, they changed the manager, they changed the coach, they brought in Claudio Ranieri as well. He's come in, former Premier League winner with Leicester. So you sort of feel like, will there be a new bounce? I think there might be a little bit of a new bounce, but I think Liverpool might be too strong for them. So I probably would go 2-1. I think there'll be a period where Watford score and everybody believes something's going to happen. And I think Salah scores it at the end to win it. So I think 2-1 to Liverpool.
You surprised by Ranieri's acceptance of the job? I mean, he certainly has more gravitas in the name and his brand than taking a job at Watford.
Yeah, I think maybe the mistake Ranieri did was after he won the league was with Leicester, and obviously the following season didn't go so great, and they parted ways with him. is that he accepted the Fulham job right after that. So I think he shouldn't have accepted the Fulham job. Probably could have waited for a bigger job. But when you accept the Fulham job, now Watford's gonna come calling, and if it doesn't work out at Watford, before you know it, you might just be at I don't know, at West Brom maybe. So
maybe Kidderminster.
Exactly. You'll find yourself in the,
Yeah.
So, look, he's taking the job on because I guess he was jobless at the time.
There we go.
Yeah, no need to dive into too much Scientology behind this.
Times are tough.
Yeah. Let's Aston Villa Wolves. Again, this is a tough game to call.
This game screams a draw for me, to be honest. I think they've
draw.
I think a draw is the second highest, second most common result in all the teams' meetings. I think they've drawn 4 times. And Villa, neither Villa or Wolves have been on a particularly good run of form. So I think I see this being a very scrappy 1-1 game.
A very scrappy 1-1
Look,
game.
I think Aston Villa are marginally a better side, but they haven't been on a great run of form.
Yeah. Aston Villa have been pretty good at home, 7 points out of 9, scoring 6, giving up 1. Wolves not so convincing away from Molineux, but they played played Man United. I think they lost to Man United 1-0, and Brentford, who started the season well, and who doesn't go away and beat Newcastle.
Yeah,
they're like a redheaded stepchild right now, just there to be beaten. I like Aston Villa to win this game at home. 2-1. I know that Wolves are carrying a lot of injuries, quite a few players out of that team right now. I'm going to go 2-1 with a home win, Aston Villa.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to share the same sentiments as Kevin as this thing goes on. I probably would have to also say I think Villa pulls through. The problem with Villa is that they're currently in a form that you sort of think, I don't know which Villa team is going to show up. Is it the one against Manchester United winning away, or is it the one that I guess loses to that lost to Tottenham as well, that lost Tottenham away? And I thought they were going to beat Tottenham at the time, but Wolves on the other hand as well, level of inconsistency, but they've started to put on a good run recently, and the manager needs it. Bruno Lage needs it as well, but I think maybe Villa might be too strong. And now I probably would go with 2-0 to Aston Villa.
Yeah, cool. Not a bad choice there, Shakes. Very interesting next game. Leicester hosting Man United. This is the run of about a 6-game schedule for Man United, where they play City, Liverpool, Leicester. This is the meaty and tough. This next 6 games for them can make or break them for this year.
It's always an interesting one with United because their home form has been so shaky just over the last year and a half. They've also now suffered injuries to Maguire and Varane, which is huge. That's 2 pillars at the back. Nevertheless, I do think you've got Ronaldo up there. Manchester United have insane strike force, even from their midfield, when you look at Pogba's ability to sort of assist and score. So I think they'll, with sort of the knowledge that, Varane and Maguire are out, there's going to be more of an attacking mindset to try and score goals. Equally, though, that is Leicester too. So let's give the ball to Jamie Vardy. Let's try and get it in the back of the net. So I think United will pip this one. I think they have to, but I think it's going to be a 3-2.
We say that a lot about Man United, They have to. I'm just wondering, as the world lost its sense of patience to wait for, it's not as if Solskjaer's come in here and done a bad job. He hasn't won any silverware, and they've moved up from where they were. People tend to put a light on Man United and see the glory days of Ferguson and think of this whole. But for the they weren't making the Champions League.
Yeah,
he's taking them from I think 6th or 9th. Where were they? 6th.
I think
up to finishing 2nd last year.
Yeah.
I mean, so to me, he's got to be given some sort of credit for that.
I think more in the context of just look at their last two games, it's a draw and a loss. And he has come under criticism for his managerial skills in those situations, So I think where Ole looks great is when the team's firing, but where people get skeptical is when, you end up losing 1-0 to Aston Villa and you think, what? Or
why the face?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Was it Villa? Yeah.
Look, this game is again a tough one for Man United. Tough one. I mean, the most disappointing team in the league for me this year have been Leicester. They've failed. They're flattered to deceive.
Sure.
They've been they're 13th. They've been an average football team this year.
Yeah.
So I don't see what they've done or what they're going to do to turn that around quickly. As far as Jamie Vardy, so do Leicester. So I think you're right, Ollie. I think Man United have a lot of firepower. I think both teams are desperate for a victory here. I'm gonna take Man United 2-1 in this
2-1.
game.
Yeah, I have to agree with you guys as well, because if Leicester ever wanted to beat Manchester United, I think this was the greatest time for them to do it, in the sense that Varane is not there, Harry Maguire is not there, and if there's ever a game on the Premier League that you look at for this game week that screams out both teams to score, it's this one. I think both teams will score, but I think with Leicester, they've not been able to keep a clean sheet in the last 6 games. I think they've only kept 1 clean sheet. And I also do think that Leicester just somehow flattered to deceive, man. Like, something not right about them this season as well. They haven't won any of their last 4 Premier League games as well. And I think Manchester United just somehow pulls it out of the bag purely because Leicester are going to let it slip. And yeah, I think 3-2 is much. Maybe let me go. Yeah, 3-2 is much more correct with regards to.
Leicester have won 2 games this season in the Premier League, and one of those was against Norwich. So you got to take that with a pinch of salt. 2-2 against Burnley. 2-2 in their last game against Crystal Palace. Before that, Brighton, they lost 2-1. So it's going to be a tough game for Leicester. And I think that, when you're going to target this game if you're Ollie, Gunnar Solskjaer, because the games after Leicester get tougher for Man United.
Yeah. Well, look, I think that's what I meant in the context of a must-win is like, they're coming off the back of a draw and a loss, and they, like you said, their schedule just keeps kind of rolling in quickly. So this isn't one that you want to drop.
Yeah.
Not that you want to drop any, but
no.
You catch the drift.
Yeah, I got it. Caught you drift. How about Man City versus Burnley? Do we need to spend a lot of time on this? 4-0 Man City.
4-0 Man City.
Can I read out something for you guys quickly with regards to Manchester City and Burnley? So Manchester City are playing at home, and you will be surprised to listen to this. I found it here. So Manchester City 2018 20th of October 5-0 win. 26th of January 2019 5-0 win at home, and then again 2020 22nd of June. 5-0 at home, Manchester City. And then again, 28th of November 2020, 5-0 at home against Burnley. So this weekend for me, Manchester City at home, 5-0 to Manchester City, I'd have to say.
What are the odds?
After you read that, I'm going to change mine to 5-0 Man City.
I'm checking here what the odds would be on.
So, what seems like maybe a good bet then, Shakes, would be Man City. What's Man City? What's Man City at -2.5? What's the handicap?
That's a good bet.
It depends what the odds
I
are.
don't think it's that good, actually.
Yeah, it's even money odds. It pays back even money.
Look, there's not even a market on 5-0 for Manchester City because Betway knows as much as you do, apparently, Shakes.
Clearly.
Yeah, and you can only get 4.5 on other.
Yeah, I guess the Burnley have no balls when it comes to playing Man City. They get bitch slapped everywhere.
No doubt. I actually found a good bet for this game. Goal range 4 to 5 goals, 2.91.
That's not bad.
I'll take the even money on a two handicap.
I'll stay away.
Yeah, possibly.
You'll stay away.
I'll stay away.
Grow some balls, baby. Grow some balls.
But my prediction for the game, if I could just give my prediction for the game, 5-0 to Manchester City, I think. I think the last 4 games at home, when Manchester City faced Burnley, it's 5-0. The last 4 in a row. I just think it's going to be 5 in a row.
For the sake of consistency, I'm changing mine as well to 5-0.
Yeah. Why not? Well, then we have, oh God, Norwich versus Brighton.
Brighton 0-0 to Arsenal in the last game. Norwich not particularly inspiring. I think 1-1.
Not particularly inspiring. That's an insult to a not particularly inspiring football club. Crystal Palace, Norwich are shite.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts?
They don't get blown away in many games, but
But they don't win.
well, 2 goals scored, 16 conceded, haven't won, 6 losses. Brighton, on the other hand, only, Brighton's 2 points off the top of the table. So to me, it's a no-brainer. Brighton 2-0. Punch that one in there.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. I think also Norwich have been really bad this season as well. I think they've been the whipping boys so far. I don't know. It's kind of painful that you get to see them like, is this what Norwich want? We come up and we get spanked every single week. I think Brighton have been good form. They're capable of scoring goals this season. But bad news for Norwich. I think 4-1 to Brighton. I think Brighton play really, really good football. 4-1. I'd say 4-1 to Brighton. What did Oliver say?
I said 1-1. But
What?
we'll see.
1-0.
1-0.
I want a drug test in here. This is ridiculous. Okay. Folks, don't worry. We're going to get a urine sample from the young man later on. We'll post the results on my website.